just get things working here. Live. Just setting up the live stream. Save. Okay, it's been a while since I've been at the Grand Canyon. So let's get things sorted out. Your channel. Just pulling up the live stream on a second screen so I can watch it too. And we're looking good. So let's just make sure that the control throws are correct. So that's the mixture, that's the throttle. We have pedals, we have elevators, we have ailerons. Everything is looking good. We have power, we have mixture, which is good. Okay. Weather looks spectacular. This is live weather at the Grand Canyon West airfield. So we're going to fly the entire length of the Grand Canyon from Grand Canyon West all the way up to Page. So it should be fun. We should have plenty of fuel to do it. I'm just going to take the yoke out of the way while we get this thing started and get the levers out of the way. We will not need landing lights. We will need the aircraft lights on though. We'll need pitot heat on. And down here we'll need to switch off this warning. Let's turn some instruments on even though we're not going to use half of them. And get the GPS on even though we're not going to use it. And turn on the DME even though we're not going to use it, and the ADF. Okay, and turn the fuel on to, it's already on the left tank, which is good. So parking brake is on, just double checking. Let's start the engine. It helps if you open the throttle before you start the engine, really. Let's get the volume levels correct. Open volume mixer. Just let it warm up for a moment. And we'll check the volume levels on OBS as well, so you can hear me over the engine, which is good. I'll just turn the engine down a little bit. Okay. Let's see where we are in the world. We'll just get rid of this out of the way. So we are at Grand Canyon West, so you can see the Grand Canyon there stretched out across the land. So we're going to do a touch and go at Grand Canyon National along the way, so we'll climb out of the valley at that point, and then we'll carry on up to Page. So coming out of here we're going to head east into the canyon and then follow it south. So it's a fairly straightforward route, to be honest. We don't need this to be anything like that, so the actual height above ground level we're starting off at is quite high, isn't it? So if we were to put 5,000 feet in, it's not going to make much sense because we're going to be in the canyon most of the time. So we'll put in 8,000 just so it doesn't look insane. There we go. But to be honest, we can do away with the elevation plot and SIDS and stars and just have a look at the map. And we'll obviously get the dotted line following us as we go around the route. Turn off the aircraft, we'll turn on transmitter, so we are transmitting our position en route. We'll turn off Centering in little nav map. Okay, we're not really going to need much in the way of navigation. So, Life of Tyrese, is that how you pronounce it? It says hello mate. Hello mate to you too. Okay, so we've got the lights on, we've got engines running, we've checked the controls, we can have a look at our route out of the airfield onto the runway. So wind is from the southwest, 18 knots. It's quite a strong wind. So we are going to turn around and taxi up to runway 17 for takeoff. So we need to double back on ourselves basically. Okay, let's get these cables out of my way. All over the desk. Okay. Just annihilate the guys that are standing in the way. So flaps to take off position. Let's go and detune the radio so we don't pick up the comm frequencies. So Life of Tyrese is saying they just got a new iPhone 6. Well, good for you. I'm not quite sure why you're telling me that. Okay, off we go. Whoa, I'm having to give it a bootload of left rudder just down the centre line. That'll be because the wind's coming from our right. It's pushing the tailplane left, and therefore the nose is going right. So let's just get this off the ground. Yeah, look at that crabbing. Oh my word, it's a tailwind and a half. So, gear up, flaps up. So we're already heading south, so we just continue on south until we go over the edge of the canyon. Whoa, that wind really is kicking us around. Okay, so we are going to go left. Let's have a look on the map. Just to okay. So we need to go this way and then follow the south track. Yeah. Plane really doesn't like these crosswinds. It's been chucked all over the place. Hopefully if we get down into the canyon The warning there is because I was pulling the engine to idle. We are descending almost on idle at 150 knots nearly, which is insane. Okay, we're looking good. Updrafts are really kicking us around. Turbulence is insane today. It's mad. It's nice clear weather though. Let's see if we can side slip to slow ourselves down. Yeah, we can, look. That's working quite well. So we can use the side slipping to get down into the bottom of the canyon without the aircraft being pitched all over the place. It really is being thrown around. Make me feel seasick at this rate. I think for the purposes of today's flight, I'm going to have to turn the live weather off because it's playing havoc with it. There we go. So all it was doing was pitching a load of air down the canyon at us. And now at least we can get on with some sightseeing. So if we put the camera out through the propeller, probably better from inside, isn't it? So you get the cockpit to get some context. And we get to look around along the way. And we get to keep an eye on the indicated airspeed as well. Still trying to slow us down. We're flying level on about 5 or 10% throttle and it's still doing 120 knots. How long is the flight tonight? I have no idea, William. We're just flying the length of the Grand Canyon, so down to Page. It's about 150 miles as the crow flies, but we're wiggling around, so it's probably closer to 200 miles. So it'll probably take an hour and a half, something like that, at the rate we're going. A bit longer, maybe. So which fork should we take here? Okay, so we follow it around to the left and then to the right. Does this have a name, this part of the canyon? Nope, it's just the Colorado River. Really? I had to detune the radio 4 times so far. And this is supposed to have no wind, and it's been kicked all over the place. So we carry on straight through this next section. Then it heads on up north. It gets a bit more wiggly in a while. I guess we could have some fun going low into the bottom of the river. Then you just expose how bad the scenery is when you get really close to it. There's hills in the water. Follow this to the left, but look at it. Keep following the water. So what is up that way? A dead end, that's what's up that way. really doesn't like going fast. Becomes very unstable at speed. So we're just about to turn north for the next little bit. I wonder if it would look more spectacular actually from altitude. Rather than being down in the middle of it, maybe it will look actually better from a couple of thousand feet. I might only make it as far as the halfway point this evening. I'm so tired. Quick look at the map. So we're heading east very soon. Spicy Buffalo Gaming says hello. Hello! We're going to climb out of the valley a little bit. We're a bit low. So we've got some sharp turns coming up. Thrown away quite a lot by turbulence. That's surprising. Overspeeding quite dramatically. Just side slip difficult to get rid of some speed. Whoa, the river's got Hulk mode going on or something, hasn't it? Blooms of algae, I guess. To side slip to slow down, and real problems just slowing the aeroplane down. It doesn't want to do it. It's odd, isn't it? Hi, Dennis. Okay, we're making our way slowly along. Should we climb out and see what it looks like at altitude? Do I have a second monitor? I do. I can watch the stream on a second monitor. I've got a second computer, and I watch YouTube. I watch myself live on that, so I can see the live stream conversations. But for the main computer that I run Flight Simulator on, I don't have a second screen, which actually plays into the hands, so when I'm doing things and jumping between the map, you get to see what I'm looking at. Otherwise you wouldn't. Am I? I didn't even read. I'm just reading the live chat. Someone said I'm getting close to 4,000 subs. I have no idea if that's a lot or anything really. I don't really keep track of the stats too much. I go more on how many people are actually watching the videos, I guess. Going across the top of this, the main Grand Canyon opens up in about another 40 miles or so, 50 miles. The famous part. Oh my word, I didn't realise I was that close to 4,000 subs. Quick, everybody! Go tell everybody to go and subscribe. Apparently I am getting close to 4,000 subs, so maybe it will happen during this stream if everybody subscribes. Look at the graphics, it's ridiculous, isn't it? I bet this looks amazing in the evening actually, should we try it? Yeah, look at that. That is like a photograph, isn't it? Marble Canyon. I don't know Marble Canyon. The only knowledge I have of this area, and I was too young really to remember it, when I was very young, my uncle worked on Lake Powell. His family lived at a place called Bullfrog Marina. So we travelled, we went to visit when I was about 9 years old, which is a very, very long time ago now. And yeah, we got to see Lake Powell. We went on a houseboat and travelled the length of Lake Powell. Again. So we're just coming up to past Havasupai Indian Reservation. Havasupai. That's probably not how you put the stresses on there. Beaver Falls, Navajo Falls. Marble Canyon might not be till way further round. Help if I looked where I was going, wouldn't it? I wonder what I wonder what the sun looks like early in the morning versus. That's even better, isn't it? Playing God with the simulator. It doesn't do the lens flares when you're inside. I presume we carry on in a straight line across here. Yeah, we do. follow this sweep all the way around to the right, and then it begins sweeping down towards the wider part of the canyon in about another 50 miles or so. Have just flight updated this? I don't think so. I just haven't flown it for a very long time. The annoying tail twitching crap is why I stopped flying these planes. Yeah, it does twitch a little bit. It's not too bad. I think the most realistic feeling plane that I've messed around with in the simulator is the Scottish Aviation Bulldog. It doesn't look as realistic as the Pipers do from Just Flight. It's much more functional, but it actually behaves much more as you would expect a light aircraft to behave. I'm teaching this yet again. Okay, so whereabouts are we? So we just continue the turn basically. So if we go and move the sun over to the other side, oops, too far. That's the best place to have it. Long shadows, I guess. Crossover is working on vertical structure improvements, artificially adaptive structures e.g. on ridges, mountains, where the resolution angle where the imagery isn't good enough. Yeah, it depends if the source data is available, really. Because to do the photogrammetry and to get accurate plots of the sides of surfaces as you're on about, like vertical surfaces, you need isometric flight photography from multiple directions. Which is why some areas they've got it and some areas they haven't. Like around here, for example, you can see this has it. Because it's, it has all of the structure in and the texture is there. Some areas they don't have it. Around here is pretty good. The closer you, over there it hasn't, look. And there it hasn't got it there, it has got it this side. So it really depends on when, if they have the data or not. So down here, you can see some areas have got it good, others haven't. And again, it's just down to the angle of the overflights that did the photography. Isometric, yeah. To do the photogrammetry, the way it's done is aircraft overfly in a grid pattern, photographing the area, much like Google Street View. But they fly a grid pattern at several different angles over the same area, and then all the photography is combined in the computer using the GPS location and the known direction the camera was pointing at the time. And that's how the computer figures out the three-dimensional structure of what was captured in the photographs. Microsoft kind of had the first public demonstration of it years ago. There was a thing called photosynth that was in their labs, where you could throw a load of photographs at say something like the Taj Mahal or something like that, and it would figure out the three-dimensional shape just from the photographs and map the photos onto it. So what is now happening with photogrammetry is really just a modern extension of that. And again, what we're seeing with shaders, just saying what you were on about with the light coming through the window. What we see with shaders is really just an approximation. As soon as ray tracing appears properly, which it won't for several generations, the appearance of video games will make another leap forwards. But it's one of those... Let me just detune the comm radio again. It's one of those problems in computer science where another 1% of improvement requires another 200% of hardware. We're just playing with the sky to make it look pretty, aren't we, along the way, really? There we go, look. Where is the sun? Oh, I've made the sun go too low now. Sunshine. I guess we can carry on to the page, can't we? It's not going to take that long. 124.891. Yeah, I'm just reading the comment in the stream about the Phoenix having the best textures. It's got 8K textures and they absolutely murder frame rate, but yes, it does look good. You can turn it down to 4K textures. I have to detune this radio again and again and again. It's impressive, isn't it? You can do this sort of thing with it. At all, really. I mean, I know it's all sleight of hand with shaders and like drawing fake lens flare and things like that, but it's still impressive. Yeah, this is just reading the comment from Coda 101. This is running on a 3080. So I've just got it stuck on Ultra. I haven't really monkeyed with it at all. So it's on the factory default settings. Whoa, we got some textures not loading in over there. Must be a server issue going on. It's always a bit of a shock when the textures don't load in, isn't it? Yeah, there's obviously something awry here. I wonder if the P-28 can do a barrel roll. Should we find out? Most aircraft are absolutely fine with barrel rolls as long as you don't impart too many G into them. So if you just gently raise the nose and then do the roll, you can usually get away with it. The problem comes as soon as you input a G load on it, you'll rip the wings off a lot of GA airplanes. That was just an aileron roll. I daren't do a barrel roll because I'll overstress the aeroplane. Yeah, it's not difficult to do an aileron roll. Just stick the nose up.
Los Angeles Center Southwest 6630 is passing flight level 370.
How much pitch it lost in doing that.
Southwest 6630, Los Angeles Center, continue as planned. Los Angeles Center, Lufthansa 466 is passing flight level 400, descending 9,000.
Do I hold a pilot's license in real life? No, I don't.
Lufthansa 466 Los Angeles Center, continue as planned.
How do you execute a barrel roll? You put a continual amount of elevator and aileron and rudder in to to make a barrel shape in the sky. What it says really. So to do a barrel roll, you would kick off to one side, and then I'm not going to because I'll overstress the aeroplane. And you do it gently, and you do it quite fast. But the roll itself can be slow, depending on the speed you go into it. Yeah, you just pulling back, and so if I was going to do a right barrel roll, it would be back stick, right aileron and a small amount of right rudder, and you'd obviously watch the inputs on the way round. So watch the turn coordinator to keep the tail behind the direction of travel. Then if you've ever noticed that in the GA aeroplane, there's this thing here called the turn coordinator. What it's really doing is telling you if the tail is following the aeroplane. So if we put rudder in, it tells you if the tail is skidding. Yeah. So if I put in right rudder, it goes to the left, which means the tail is actually to the left of the airflow. And obviously you don't just use it going around a corner to keep the tail behind the nose. The reason for doing it, by the way, is to prevent spins. If you were turning at low speed, you need to keep the tail behind the body of the aeroplane. The reason for doing that is that's an easy way of orienting the wings to the airflow. Because if you start to get one wing, so say if I put right rudder in, the left wing comes forward, so this wing gets more lift. You could see it kicked up as I did it, which meant this wing lost lift because it's the trailing wing, if that makes sense. The airflow over it isn't as fast, and that's how you stall a wing really easily. Oh look, we have scenery problems. Interestingly, I haven't seen that for a while. That's interesting. So that's a bug in the game. It's almost like it's loading snow in. Is it to do with the lighting? Yeah, it's loading snow in, but only on tiles near me. How odd. We'll pretend that's not happening, eh? And I think, you know, I said about damaging the aeroplane. I think we've damaged it. Oh, it's back now, it's fixed. We had got the rudder stuck. It's okay again, maybe. So yeah, you need to be careful with extreme manoeuvres in planes that aren't designed for them. I guess if we get away from the landscape, the texture issue will probably go away. Or not. That is really, really odd, isn't it? It's loading snow in. It's obviously a bug. So yeah, on about the whole spinning thing and the turn coordinator, watch what happens. So if I put left stick in, the nose will go, or left rudder, sorry, the nose will go left, which means the right wing is accelerating against the airflow compared to the left wing. So the right wing will gain lift. So watch what happens. If I go left stick, the right wing will come up. Yeah? If you do that at low speed, this wing could very well stall, and that's when if it did go into a spin, it would roll over, snap roll left, and go into the floor. There was one happened just last week in the US. A light aeroplane just taken off. I forget where it was. It had just taken off, and it had two instructors on board. They weren't students or anything. And if that begins to happen, the solution is to use the rudder. As soon as it starts to happen, as soon as that wing starts to drop, you go right rudder, not aileron. You don't catch it with the aileron. And they didn't, and they went straight into the ground, and it killed both the pilots. Orville, that was it, yes. It was on. I saw the news story this morning on the internet. But yeah, the cause of most crashes with stalls, either on approach or takeoff, is to recover from it. They use the ailerons and not the rudder. If you use the rudder, the plane will just continue stalling. You know, like if you stall in a straight line. So if I cut the engine back, we'll do it here. It won't hurt. So I'm feeding elevator in. Keeping going, more and more elevator. The speed's falling off. So as long as we're level, and as long as we don't touch the ailerons, we just use the rudder to keep the nose straight. So if it does start to fall one way or the other, when we end up at full stick back, which we are nearly, so I'm full stick back now, and I'm not using the ailerons, I'm just using the rudder. So if one wing starts to dip, I go rudder the opposite direction. And look how stable it is. If I tried to save it with the ailerons, it would dip a wing. So let's just let it fall to the floor. Get some speed back, and we're back flying. So you just need to remember, if you're at extreme low speeds, use the rudder to get the nose going back the direction you want to. Have we still got the snow loading in? I think it stopped doing it. Oh no, it's still behind us. It might be because we've been monkeying with the live weather. Let's go in here. Let's put the live weather on. Real time. No, it's a bug. It's obviously having a fit about loading the correct tiles. That's interesting. I haven't seen that for a long, long time. Okay, so we've begun the turn up towards Page, which is about 60 miles away from us. So let's get the autopilot on. The heading mode on. We need to move the heading bug. Otherwise we'll go barreling round to the left by the look of it. Let's just move the heading bug to the direction we're actually going. And turn the autopilot on. Climb out and fly straight to Page over the top of the canyon. Let's play with the weather, make it look pretty. Notice as we get further out of the canyon, the texture quality has gone down. This area, yeah, it's just gone mad, hasn't it? It may have been, of course, be the simulator is running out of RAM or something. You know, GPU RAM. Maybe it's not. Maybe it's leaking it somewhere. Go. Let's see what happens if we change the weather to August. No, it's not. It's just loading the wrong textures in. How bizarre. It's obviously a bug. Thanks for the subscription, Coda. Much appreciated. Yeah, I've no idea what's causing it. How do we pronounce your name? Is it just Ra-Con? Is that Ra as in the Egyptian sun god? Is it short for a longer name, or is it just a username? I'm always interested in how usernames came about, or how real, you know, what part of the world real names come from, and how to actually pronounce them. I like to at least have a proper go at pronouncing people's names correctly. doing on the map? So we want to turn to 19 degrees in a moment. Yeah, we're kind of coming out of the canyon slowly. I wonder if it will do it over the normal land.
Los Angeles Center, Delta 6.
Yeah, I think it was a bug just in the texture mapping of the Grand Canyon itself.
Delta 6905, Los Angeles Center.
How many times do I have to detune this?
Southwest 1363, contact Denver Center.
Let's just turn them off, eh? Okay, how are we doing on altitude? We're still climbing, so let's start descending again. Yeah, I haven't seen this bug for a long time. It was around, what was it, World Update? Or sorry, Sim Update 4 or 5 maybe it happened. They used to get the load on demand issues. So we're gently descending and approaching Marble Canyon is directly ahead of us, so we will pass through Marble Canyon. Somebody was talking about Marble Canyon earlier, weren't they? So do we go for morning light or evening light? Oops, or no light. You know, I have heard some people navigate in Flight Simulator by bridges they can fly under. Not mentioning my friend Horace. The ray tracing will improve the bouncing of light off of things and diffused light, things like that, and volumetric shaders, so fog, mist, things like that. You know when you see reflections in around the posts of the windows, and you know that was lens flare and stuff. That's all obviously been faked with just some circles that have a high alpha or see-through component. I don't know if you can see it here, but you can't see a reflection of the wing. Oh, you can see a reflection of the wing in the body, but only from very certain angles. So obviously it's a trick of the shader. So you can see it at that angle. But if it was ray traced, that would work properly from any angle where it should be seen. Yeah, so there's obviously some tricks going on here. That reflection shouldn't disappear, for example. It's minor things. But again, the grunt needed to do ray tracing is enormous compared to just normal rendering. Yeah, so at the moment you see it in reflections of things in lakes. When the pillars of the posts goes past the reflection, it stops drawing it, because it's obviously it's using a trick of the rendering engine to do it. So, you know, what you see is not actually what's being drawn, or what you think you see, I should say. Have I seen the new PMDG update? You mean the new 737? I tried it earlier for a few minutes, went for a quick fly in it just to make sure if it was still working. I didn't read through the notes in too much detail, but it seems okay. I think half my problem with the 737 was, yes, it was great to finally have a 737 to fly in the sim, but over the years I've flown so many steady level 737s now, it's kind of boring. And although I still like it better than the A320, purely because, you know, there's a bit higher workload while you're in the air, actually there's not so much difference between them in terms of workload. And the A320 actually has more feedback in terms of, you know, displayed messages and things. The diagnostics, your knowledge of the aircraft has to be a bit better with the 737, so when you get a warning, you start thinking, you know, okay, where's that warning coming from? Because it doesn't necessarily tell you. Yeah, there's some new liveries with the 737, I saw that. Perhaps I'll do a flight with it tomorrow at some point. Oh yeah, I'm getting tired. Okay, so we're just coming up to Marble Canyon. It's about 10 miles up the road from us. So we'll be seeing it very soon. So I'm going to take that turn now to 20 degrees magnetic. So let's go and jump in and turn the heading bug to 20 degrees. Yeah, we'll overfly the airport any moment. We're going to fly straight past it actually. Should we do a touch and go there to give me something to do? Right. About 8 miles off to the left side, okay. Autopilot off. And cross over to the other side of the canyon. which way? Oh, we've got the wind turned off, haven't we? So it really doesn't matter with the wind. We can fly straight in. Just wondering where the runway is. Is that it down here? Somewhere. Is that it? I think it might be. It's like quite a small little runway. No, we've still got quite some way to go to get to it. It's the other side of here. See this next ridge over here. The line that we can see on the ground just beyond the next ridge. Just calibrated the altimeter. Okay, so let's just get rid of some speed. Well, this has to be the strangest runway I've ever seen. Nightmare on the ground. Look at that. Self-induced oscillation or pilot-induced oscillation. It's I don't know if it's always been that bad, but it's bad. Okay, so we need to climb out, don't we, to get to Page. As soon as I touched the nose wheel steering, the plane just started skidding wildly from side to side. Oh, we've missed the bridge. Oh yes. ancient Anasazi petroglyphs and Horseshoe Bend. Wasn't it the Anasazi that were mentioned in the X-Files? I can't remember. It's a long time ago now. Hello, Adam. Yeah, that was I think trying to tune in a DME or an NDB, thinking that you should be able to get BOR radials off of it, is something we've all done. And I did a video the other day showing how ILS worked with the 146, and went and tried to tune into an ILS that didn't have a glide slope. And again, I just didn't check ahead of time. So there's the dam at Page. Just for a bit of fun, let's. Oh, I was going to dive into the valley in a roll, but we're not slow enough. We're getting a warning, by the way, because I haven't put the undercarriage down and I've put the throttles on. Oh, we're overspeeding nearly. I'm trying to get down into this valley without ripping the plane to bits. So I'm just trying to scrub some speed off, side slipping it down into here. Okay, there's Page. Okay, we've reached the end of our flight. Let's fly the quick circuit in, if we can lose enough speed. So speed is bleeding off. Undercarriage down. Slide again. I think it's just the model of the aeroplane. It's terrible. That was the Starsky and Hutch landing technique. Where should we park? We don't want to put any more fuel in, thank you very much. We're going to cut the engine and turn everything back off. Oops. Or back on. Off, 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 off. Whoops. Help us out if I was a bit more accurate with the mouse, wouldn't it? Off. And off. And off. And turn DME off, even though we didn't use it and had no business having it switched on in the first place. P-28 off. Go and click happy now with the mouse. I think that's pretty much it. Parking brake is on. Job's a good one. You can open the doors on this. This is the Just Flight one, isn't it? Yeah. So you can undo that. There's a latch up here as well. And then you can push it again, is it? Oh no. How do you push the door open? I did figure this out the other day. Ah, click on the door handle, funnily enough. There you go. You can climb out and fall off the wing. Sorry, that joke never gets old. It's pretty good though, isn't it? It's a pretty awesome model of the aeroplane. It's just a shame the ground handling is all over the place. It's a bit too skittish for its own good. Right, I'm going to leave it there for the evening. Taxiing like a Southwest captain. Yeah, I probably need some stickier tyres to keep this aircraft on the runway. No, it's just the modelling of this aeroplane. It's a bit rubbish on the ground, which may be why I haven't flown it for a long time. I couldn't remember, so the last few days I've been flying it again. Anyway, I'm going to leave it there, and I'll see you all again soon. So if you haven't subscribed, please go subscribe, because apparently I'm really, really close to 4,000 subscribers. Not that that really means anything in the greater scheme of things, but people like big round numbers, don't they? Maybe, I don't know. Right, I'm going to stop there. I've spoken enough rubbish tonight, so see you again soon. Thank you for watching, if you did, and I'll catch you soon.